Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. Welcome to another video of us. In this video, we will show you how you will get from this posture to that posture. There will be no quick fixes at all here. This will be a follow along routine you can do 2 to 3 times a week with 5 exercises, and we have a special exercises at the end of this video, so be excited for that. Also, if you want a more structured approach and a longer mobility routine with more detailed description, I highly recommend you checking out our online Kinstretch classes. You can try so much stuff for free there before you subscribe, and I highly recommend you check that out if you're on your way to get more healthy and get more mobility. So let's waste no more time and jump straight into the video.
Before we go into the exercises and the actual routine, we're gonna demonstrate you what the posture is that we wanna fix today, okay? So when we look at Jan, who's going to demonstrate it to us, is we notice immediately that there is a rounded upper back with slouching shoulders and a slightly tucked pelvis or like lumbar spine. And then from here, we also see either hyperextension of the cervical spine or of the neck when he wants to look forward, or if he doesn't look forward to down, then there is also cervical spine flexion involved. Okay, what we want to do is what is causing this? And a lot of people are desk bound, and therefore the thoracic spine is usually in flexion. When you're sitting on the desk, that's your typical position, and that's why the thoracic spine is usually causing this, and the shoulders are just following the movement. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the thoracic spine, we're going to work on some scapula movement and shoulder, and we're also going to address some spinal segmentation.
So our first exercise is going to target the thoracic spine, and we're going to open up the thoracic spine and strengthen our range of motion we have currently. So this will be thoracic spine pails and rails. And what we show you are 5 exercises which you can do just for 2 rounds, and in the best case you will do it for 2 to 3 times a week. But keep in mind, those 5 exercises are not the best exercises for your specific problems. There is more exercise and more work to do, 100%, and therefore we highly recommend you checking out our Online Kinstretch series, where you can have a lot more routines and a lot more stuff to do and to work on to get more flexible and to get even more mobile spine. So let's start with the exercise, thoracic spine pails and rails. You will need a box for that, or a table, something where you can lay your elbows on. Like this is I think it's called the butcher position, but don't know why. But let's call it like that. And what we actually want to focus here is a straight spine, so don't arch your whole spine to get a stretch here. We want to have a neutral spine, so yeah, tuck your pelvis under so your spine is neutral, and you will feel the stretch right here in the opening side, right? There's also, of course, shoulder flexion involved here, obviously, but you should feel an opening sensation right here and right here at this side. So you'll stay in the stretch position to get more passive range of motion for around 2 minutes, and then we will apply the pails and rails, so isometric components here to strengthen this range of motion and the newly acquired range of motion we're gonna get through these isometric contractions. So let's assume she's done a 2-minute stretch, and now she is ramping up the pails contraction. So the pails contraction is gonna push into the opening side. So the opening side is right here. So we actually push our elbows into the box or into the obstacle you are on, and ramp it up for your maximum effort. And if you reach that maximum effort, you will push for 15 seconds as hard as you can with the elbows down, but stay in the same position. And after the 15 seconds, you actually try to engage the closing side here, the shoulders, and want to lift off the elbows. Imagine lifting off the elbows for 15 seconds. Fight as hard as you can, stay in the same straight position here, and you will repeat that for another minute of a stretch and another pails and rails effort. This way you can accumulate 4 minutes for opening up your shoulders and your thoracic spine, and you will feel so good after it. As I said in the beginning, you will do this another time, so another 4 minutes if you do a second round of it. So the next exercise we're going to talk about are shoulder dislocates, but what we want to focus here is also we want to not arch our lower back while we do the exercise. So for this one, engage your glutes, engage the posterior pelvic tilt, and from here, bring the stick up and grip the stick first wide, and try to make sure if you reach full shoulder flexion to elevate your scapula to get more range of motion and to get your stick behind your back, right? Right when you get back, hold this position here, right here, for a few seconds before you go back again, because what this is gonna do is we stretch our pecs as well as our delts here and squeeze our shoulder blades together, and that way we can engage all the muscles and also involved for that rounded position, right? We're gonna go here for 6 repetitions, slow and controlled, with that 1 or 2 second hold in shoulder extension and retraction of the scapulas. And after the 6 repetitions, we go straight to the next exercise, which is going to be the reversed bridge. We will talk about that, and this will be an exact same position like this small 1 or 2 second hold, and we will do it for two rounds, of course. So here we are, third exercise. We're gonna do the reversed bridge with an isometric hold at the top. We want to target 10 to 15 seconds depending on your strength and your endurance for the isometric hold. So get in this position like you saw Leslie's gonna do it, and go up here. So push up from your heels like a bridge here, squeeze your glutes, have a posterior pelvic tilt, and squeeze and open up your shoulder blades together, right? Don't sink in, really push out, so you will have a stretching sensation right here, and in your pecs again, squeeze your shoulder blades together to get a really good stretch and opening sensation for your thoracic spine area. Right after the 10-second isometric hold, you're gonna go for a second rep, and you're gonna do that for 5 more times, or 5 reps in total.
So our fourth exercise will be segmented cat camel. We're going to target the entire spine in this one, or with this one, and we want to basically cat camel, you all know this, is flexion and extension of the spine. But instead of just going up and down, we're going to target each segment or each vertebrae at a time. So we're going to start in full flexion, and this is going to be very hard for some of you. So ideally you have a partner, especially at the beginning, to guide you through this. So we're going to demonstrate this. He's going in full flexion, and I will start at the bottom of his spine, putting my fingers on top of his vertebrae, and then every time I try to walk up every second or so, and he's going to follow with his spine, trying to extend the vertebrae that I'm currently touching. So that means he's going to segment each vertebrae as soon as I touch it, and this will help him to segment the vertebrae after each other and not simultaneously. So as you see, the lumbar spine is already in extension, and we're slowly going into thoracic spine extension as well. His cervical spine is still in flexion, while the thoracic spine is now going into extension. So basically what he's trying to do is push his chest down while keeping the shoulder blades neutral. And we're slowly finding cervical spine extension as well. So the head comes up. And then from here, we're going to start with the head, so the neck going down into flexion. He's still following my guidance. And you will notice it's extremely hard to focus on each vertebrae at a time, but it's also helpful to have someone like walking down your spine to try and follow the fingers. So as you see, the thoracic spine is now going back into flexion, crossing the TL junction into the lumbar spine, slowly coming back into full flexion. So having someone guiding you through this is the easiest way and also the hardest way at the same time to find control over your spine in flexion and extension. But you can also do it alone. Maybe take a video of yourself, for example, and then go for 3 to 4 full reps of these. So fifth and final exercise are face pulls paired with some retraction pulls, and we'll do that with a resistance band. Because we all know that pulling strength and back strength is helping with upright posture. So therefore, we're going to target the upper back to help get that upright posture paired with that thoracic spine extension that we did in the beginning. So we have a well-rounded approach to that. So what we're going to do is grab the resistance band. You're going to start basically in protraction because the resistance band is pulling you forward. And then before you start the face pull, so before you start pulling the band towards your face, you then go into shoulder retraction. So you squeeze the shoulder blades together, keep your arms straight. As soon as you find yourself in retraction, keep that retraction and bring your hands towards your head and bring your elbows behind your head. So you also have a little bit of shoulder external rotation, and then slowly go forward. Do not just let the band pull you forward, but actually control the eccentric and find retraction and then go back into protraction. Back into retraction, arms straight, and then pull towards your face. Slow control. This is not about gaining strength or building muscle. It is about building strength to keep that upright posture and to strengthen the back muscles to keep you in an upright posture. Good. So we want to do that for about 8 to 10 repetitions. And again, if you want to, you can go for 2 rounds, so that will make 2 by 10.
And as I teased in the beginning, we have one special exercises, which is most of the time overlooked and underrated. It is actually some hangs. Hangs are such a great exercise, and not only for opening up your shoulders and for your shoulder mobility, but also to get a good stretch in your tight lats because of the posture you're most likely in when you are desk bound. And you can just hang for reps and sets, of course, and you can do and just start with a 20-second hang or 15-second hang, depending on your grip strength, of course. But do that for 2 or 3 times, 2 or 3 sets, and increase your hanging time. You can also do some rotations of your spine, which stretches the part where you do the rotation in a little bit more and just opens up all the upper body area and really get a good stretch in your lats and opening up that upper body area. So that's the special exercise we recommend you to do. You can do it daily because hanging shoulders are made for hanging, right? And for climbing, and it's such a great tool to open up your upper body. So if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel. This will help us a lot. And I highly recommend you again checking out our online Kinstretch classes. We have so much free stuff out there you can try. And yeah, see you guys in the next video.